Hi, Days fans. It's Wednesday, August 10th, and we're going to talk about Tuesday's episode. And I want to start off by thanking Allison Sweeney because according to the article that I read, I tweeted about yesterday, between Patrick Muldoon, the original Austin, and Christy Clark, Carrie, they say that Sammy is the one that, or not Sammy, Allison is the one that kind of spearheaded Patrick Muldoon and Christy Clark coming back. And I love Austin and Carrie.
The original Austin.
Yeah. Do you remember back in December, Carrie came on for an episode or something happened, and around that time you got to see a picture of Allison, Patrick, and Christy off at lunch or something together. Well, I guess Allison somehow invited one of the head writers or, people in charge of who comes and goes from Days, and they asked Patrick if he would ever consider coming back, and I guess for 15 years he said no, and this time he said yes.
Why? What was he doing that he was so busy he couldn't do it?
Oh, it says in the article. I posted a link to this on Twitter and Facebook. He had a band. He was doing gigs in London with his band.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he alluded to some space alien movies or something. And then the other big thing, I'll let JB talk in a minute. The other big thing I want to talk about is, it looks to me like the gay Will ain't happening. Will is going down the straight and narrow. For a couple reasons. One, they had an article by Janet. I also tweeted about this. You go through our timeline and you'll find all kinds of articles on Twitter or Facebook. Facebook's a little more tricky, isn't it? Because you have to go through everybody's stuff. But you can go through our timeline and find these things. But I guess they're considering rerouting the Will storyline, which of course they must have already decided, and having him just be supportive to Sonny and standing up for gay rights. And I would bet the farm on that. I was nervous ever since they said that they were redoing the Will storyline and they're all about family values. They didn't say that all in one sentence, but close enough it made me nervous. But they're not going to have Gabby lose her virginity
to a gay guy.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but they're not going to have her lose her virginity and have him decide he's gay all in the same month or so. I just don't see that happening. They're very careful with these young girls' virginities. They usually,
They got to make it good.
Yeah.
It's either rape or it's good and sweet.
No, they haven't raped too many virgins on the show, have they?
No, I don't know.
At Sammy, they did. But, anywho, I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think we got Sonny, and that's as far as that's going to go. And they're probably not ever going to even show him in a relationship. She's
not going to get pregnant because we know Will practices safe sex. And Rafe knows that too. How embarrassing.
I wrote in my notes, I would die. I mean, I am not someone who likes having those kind of conversations with my family members. I had 2 big brothers myself. I would freaking die if I were Will. I mean, it's bad enough his stepfather is also his girlfriend's brother. But then,
I don't want to pull this card again, but you're not my dad.
And he's like, I don't give a about being your dad. I'm her big brother.
She's no pushover.
I'm gonna kill you. Oh my God, if my brothers had seen a condom fall out of my boyfriend. Are they still in high school or are they in college now?
I think they're going to college.
They don't really allude to either one.
And Chad, did they sororize him a little bit? Because he's drinking beer now. And he was going to be a freshman in college.
When did they show him drinking beer?
The other day he was drinking beer on the job.
Yeah,
at the Brady Pub.
Well, he did. He was a year older than the other ones, and they just graduated high school, so he should be like around 19. Maybe they're in Canada.
They're in Salem. They're in the pub, for God's sake.
Speaking of Canadians,
yeah.
Miss Lindsay has agreed to do a little recap for us, Canadian style, since she sees a day ahead. So we have posted that for Wednesday. So
we haven't even read it.
Yeah, we didn't read it because I'm already feel like I have lost my summer because I read that I watched that promo.
Oh my God, those promos!
They're awful. There's like one storyline in particular, one. Oh wait. One of the things that happened yesterday, I don't remember any mention of in the promo. Anywho, it kind of spoiled things for us. I want to talk about the quote of the day. You guys did not vote. I asked you to vote on Twitter. Or not vote, but give me some entries, submissions, if you will. And I'm going to go with Chad when EJ and Stefano were talking about Tony's death, and EJ's like, "Oh yeah, you didn't retaliate. What about when you shot Philip at close range?" And Chad's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, wait, what?
That was awesome. And I have to say, I know you guys all think that we're totally in love with Casey Dietrich, and we are. We love that kid. But I also say on a more serious, non-Casey Dietrich loving way, that he's holding his own with these two freaking major powerhouses of Days. I mean, Joe Masolo and James Scott are freaking... That's got to be so intimidating having to be in the room with those two over and over again. And I think he is doing a good job.
It's like being in the room with, like, Brando and Robert Redford or something, and you gotta be in the middle.
James Scott's gonna love that. Which one is he?
Well, Brando obviously is Stefano, and Robert Redford is obviously EJ.
Yeah. Right.
You know who else feels awkward? Lexi.
Oh, and it's just gonna get worse if you watch the preview. She's going to be
Can we even talk about those previews?
No. That's why I'm not exactly. All right. So, other entries for the quote of the day was Melanie when she's like, "Good job, Victor. Maggie would be so proud of you right now." Ouch. Oh, so, yeah. Okay. So
Maggie redlining. I mean, you're flatlining.
I have to tell you, people.
How obvious. It's like, okay, here we go. I got somebody on the hospital bed. When are we going to make her flatline, go into cardiac arrest? Normally they don't, actually say the time of death.
Oh, I know. That was pretty intimidating.
And they left it at that. It's like, alright, she's dead. Gloves are off. No.
I knew something major happened because everybody's on Facebook and Twitter saying, "Is Maggie really dead?" But I have to tell you, kids, that Ken Corday said that he is going to increase the Horton count, not decrease. So they ain't going to get rid of any Horton matriarch right now.
She's not dying, we know that.
No. I would freaking die if they got rid of Maggie.
And that's not a guess, that's I know.
She may have hit on my man, but I want her to
They wouldn't
around.
let her just die in the hospital bed. She would die with Victor giving her some kind of soliloquy on the bedside.
Oh, I know.
She would drift away.
And it would take days. Let's just put that out there. Whenever they have a quickie death in the hospital, think to yourself, is this a major character, and would they milk this for a little more than 2 seconds of hospital scene? Yes, they would.
I hope nobody out there was worried for even 1 second. Anyway, Victor's going to come busting into the operating room, give her a kiss, and she's going to come back to life.
Yeah, and we're going to do some
Just
contests.
like Philip did with Belle when she fell in the river and died.
We're doing some contests, and we want to know how many people have done the kiss of life on Days. Philip did it to Belle when she fell out of the river, and they put the freaking blanket over her face. Sheet, whatever you call it. That was rough. So how many other kiss of lives have... Lives? Kiss of lives? Kiss of lives?
Whatever.
What is that even? I don't even know the right... Hannah? But
anyway, getting back to those scenes with EJ and Stefano and Chad, those are awesome. Intense. EJ he's the good EJ again. Not the EJ that's shooting John Black, raping by proxy or there.
No, but we love to see him spinning out of control and then coming back to the good side. Now he's being like Big Brother of the Year.
Yeah, Chad, get out.
He's probably gonna, quit his lawyer gig or go work for disadvantaged people.
He needs to move out of that house and move into Sammy's old apartment again. Who's living there now? Is that
Jonas? The Jonas family.
I thought he was living. There's 2 apartments in that room. Remember his old? He used to live in Lucas's place and.
Oh yeah. He did live in Lucas's place. They decided to make one of those apartments a stairwell now. The one that EJ originally lived in
was across the hall from Sammy.
Yeah, that one's a stairwell now.
Oh.
But the one that Lucas used to live in that was down like at the corner, who's living there now? The one that caught on fire and EJ came and remodeled? It was the weirdest thing. Why the hell did he do that? I don't know. Alright, so we did a contest about, did you name your baby after a Days of Our Lives character?
Yeah, this is scary.
And JV and I plead the fifth. We have 2 soap opera named children. Paloma, definitely from Passions, but we didn't do that because JV, I hadn't even gotten him even anywhere near the TV yet for daytime viewing when he chose the name Paloma. I had never even heard of that name. In fact,
I'd never even heard of Passions.
I was calling her Palome anyhow. Not when we actually got her, but when he first told me the name. And then Jack, that's on the fence. I've liked that name about as long as I've watched Days, so I didn't do it on purpose, but I can't say for sure. But the best story was somebody, Lisa, what's your name? Lisa M3973. I love your story. She named her little girl Kayla, and she completed it by giving her a little teddy bear with an eye patch on it. How cute is that?
What about the lady who named all her kids?
No, there was another woman. What was her name? Hope. And she said for 42 years, all the people in her family have been named after Days characters. And they almost got to be on some talk show. I think it was like Lisa Gibbons or something.
For the mentally insane.
Stop it, JV. We're not here to make fun of people.
I'm just kidding. I love those stories.
Oh, Lord, we're one to talk.
Yeah.
At one point, we considered renaming our dog and using our dog's name for our kids. So don't be throwing stones. We didn't do it, though. Don't worry. How much did we really consider that about? That was just to take the heat off of this person. But this person, for 42 years, everybody's been named after a soap character. And they didn't win the contest of biggest soap fans because somebody else, some other family, all got Days tattoos. Can't say we haven't thought about that one either, have we, honey?
I've never thought about getting a Days tattoo.
So, well, something in the vein.
Okay.
We cannot say anymore at this time.
No.
When are they going to figure out what Victor was really reaching for? And how much do you want to bet it was some kind of like, we'll set up an orphanage in Ecuador in the Demira name or something?
Oh yeah, Melanie is pissed at him.
And Grady, she's mad at them all. And I don't blame her. Maggie is like her freaking kind of mom. It's sad.
Hey, if she wants to get involved in that mafia-style life,
oh, I know.
She's got to take her knocks.
But poor
it's
Maggie.
Part of the game, Maggie. Toughen up, okay?
She only got to have the good stuff once, and then she got shot. That wasn't much of a mafia mistress.
I wonder if Victor borrowed a condom from Chad.
Oh, not Chad. Will.
Or Will, yeah.
I don't even want to hear about that kind of stuff. God. Okay, so what else do I have on my little iPhone? I'm trying to go green, doing 1 habit a week. This week is no paper. It's killing me. Okay, so we talked about Lexi.
You need to get one of these things. It's a lot easier.
Oh, Hope dissing Chad because he's a Demira while they just defended Hope made no sense. Or not Hope, Lexi. That made no sense. They just talked
Makes
about
no sense.
how Lexi. Oh, thank you, Lexi. You're so
Lexi has a
wonderful.
checkered past. She's
Yeah,
done some
Lexi.
awful things.
Hey, Hope, you remember when Lexi stole your friggin' kid for 2 years? Oh, yeah. Chad's so bad. We shouldn't trust him. Don't be messing with our Chad.
Lexi slept with half a Salem, for God's sake. Poor Abe, blind, can't even see what the hell's going on. Now he's going to lose his job. Ooh, did I say that?
I don't think he's really blind. I think he just pretends to be blind so that he can keep a closer eye on her.
So he can get sympathy, you know what?
No, that too, but so that when she won't suspect and he can catch her cheating.
But he was impotent at the time. Man, that guy's like sucks.
But he's all better now. Now he just has a child with autism. On the spectrum.
Yeah.
So Gabby calls Will middle-aged when he sets up the sex scene. That's gotta hurt. Ouch. So he buys her some $12 pretzels, and that gets her in the mood. Remember that. $12 pretzels. Okay, so...
they need to stop talking and start disrobing. Before Rafe busts in.
Any teens out there? That's Jamie's advice. I just want to say the time of death for Maggie was 8:47 p.m. It was so sad.
Yeah.
All right, so what else do
Previews.
I have? Oh,
awesome stuff, Stefano. Horizontal.
He looked like he was in a diabetic shock or something.
Yeah. What else?
And Maggie was back being worked on with the paddles.
Yeah, that wasn't real clear to me whether she had recovered. But
well, she hadn't recovered, but they no longer... I mean, they don't...
There was a scene with her, so...
They don't get the paddles out for the corpse, usually. And Roman is pissed at Bo and Hope.
Roman.
Poor Ron. He came back after he hadn't watched in a while. And he says his mental health is much better not having to see Dina Higley's writing.
Oh, he really hates Dina Higley.
Yes. So he has been taking a little break watching Young and the Restless, which... I don't.
Oh, he watches Younger.
Yes, and Hannah's been talking about doing that too. If JV and I ever get to the point where we do this recap 4 days in a row, maybe we'll fire up a little Young and the Restless recap. Oh my God, we're at 16 and a half minutes. We got shut up.
All right. Let's go ahead and post this and crash the site. All right, working on that. All right, the couple that watches Days Together.
Stays together.